Hello everyone, I'm Gary York. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, True Prison Stories by Corruption Behind Bars. Everything is true and not sugar-coated, so if you get offended easily, you better not watch. Tonight I want to talk about attorneys who feed off of inmates' families, bottom feeders, attorneys who look for the quick, fast money and don't care who they get it from or whose family they hurt. Now, attorneys that I have been notified of during my time as a prison inspector scamming families here in Florida. I was working on some cases throughout the state of Florida, and I was talking to inmates, interviewing inmates, some of them witnesses, some of them people telling of things that are going on in the prison, and some of them subjects. And in talking with inmates, I was told, hey, do you know this attorney up in Tallahassee? For $3,000, he can get you moved to close to your family's home. And I said, no, I don't know him, but you're about the fourth inmate that told me this. And this inmate in particular said, I have the attorney's name, address, and phone number. I was going to get my family to send him $3,000 so I could get moved back close to home. My family has to drive 7-8 hours to come see me. I said, why doesn't your family just put in through Tallahassee classification, through paperwork in a little time, and eventually they'll try to get you back closer to home and save your family the money? Well, this is guaranteed quick and easy. So I go back to my supervisor in Tampa, Florida, and I said, listen, I've had several inmates tell me there's an attorney saying he can get an inmate moved closer to home for $3,000, and a lot of these inmates' families are sending this attorney money. He says, hey, don't talk about that. Something's in the works on that right now. Well, that meant to me, from my supervisor, who I've known to be honest, worked for him for 12 years, I wouldn't want to work for anybody that's dishonest. Somebody must have already been tipped off about it, and they're looking into it. The bottom line on that story is a classification officer that worked in Tallahassee in the inmate movement section and had the power to move inmates, the attorney was getting paid $3,000, and he would give a cut of it to the classification officer. And all he had to do is go on the computer and have the inmate moved, which would have happened eventually anyway, because if you do your time away from home for a while and your family puts in sometimes for hardships or special requests, many times you'll get moved closer to home for free. This attorney and this classification officer had a big scam going. That story's in my book, Corruption Behind Bars, if you want to know more. Also, remember, attorneys that want to scam inmates' families, they know the keywords already. Reduction in sentence. We can get your son or daughter a reduction in sentence. Just pay me $5,000 now as a retainer. We can move your son or your daughter closer to home. I can do a post-conviction motion to try to get the verdict or the sentence set aside. They know all the keywords that the families want to hear. So please, when an attorney promises you that they can do something in these areas I just discussed and get your son or daughter taken care of, that's what you want to hear. So in your heart, you want that to happen. And you're going to find the money and pay. And many times it's a scam. Please check the Better Business Bureau. Check the attorneys out to see if they've been reported for wrongdoings. Check them out. Check their background. Do everything you have to do. Please don't pay these attorneys this amount of money until you have proof that they have proven themselves in the past to be honest. There's too many bottom feeders out there. You know, you hear me talk a lot about inmate crimes, inmates attacking officers, corrupt officers. It doesn't matter what profession we're in, what uniform we're in, or what our status is. There's always somebody going to be a bottom feeder and corrupt in any type of job or organization in this world. You've got to look at it, and you've got to study it and make sure you make the right decision. There's some great attorneys out there who can actually perform these functions and take care of the problem for you. The problem is, how do you pick the right one? Well, number one, even though you're excited that your family member may be moved closer to home or their sentence may be reduced, don't jump into the fire. Talk to several attorneys and do background checks on all of them. Find out if they've ever even had a case of this nature, of working with inmates, that they've successfully accomplished or successfully completed the mission. Make sure before you hand these bottom feeders money. There's too many scammers out there, and they don't care if it's your last penny. I've talked to family members, said I've sent as much money as I can to these attorneys. My son or daughter's being extorted in prison. I've spent everything I can. Please take action. Get legal representation, or check them out closely, or get proven stats first. There's too many, like the story I told you, trying to make an easy buck. Thank you for watching Corruption Behind Bars, True Prison Stories. Watch out for the bottom feeders. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe.